A CoinDesk investigation finding a black market is flourishing for verified user accounts on major exchanges, including Coinbase Pro and Binance US. For just $200, you can trade crypto with a fake ID. Leading this report is CoinDesk reporter Anna Baydakova in Moscow. Welcome to the show, Anna. Great to see you. So, diving into this report, who is buying these services? Who's being targeted? And how big is this market?
Well, this is a big question, and obviously there are no, proven answers to that. Obviously, people who want to cover their tracks when they deal with crypto, might find it nicely to buy it through a major exchange, but not to do it in their own name. But there is also an interesting use case for people in jurisdictions that are either sanctioned by the West or just having a very prohibitive crypto regulation like China. And this, let's call it service of accounts for sale, it looks like it's becoming popular in such jurisdictions because otherwise people just cannot register under their own name on the major trading platforms.
So, Anna, are there people out there who are voluntarily selling their own personal data for other people to use? And if so, who are they? Why are they doing this to themselves?
That's another great question. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a single volunteer who willingly sold their identity and would be willing to talk to me. But according to a cybersecurity expert, I talked to a cybersecurity expert from the Zero Fox cybersecurity firm. And he said they'll be watching this market for quite a long time. And actually, these accounts for sale can come either from people who willingly registered them in their own name and then sold them to other people. Or they can be like completely synthetic. So, these, again, vendors, let's call them this way, they use either stolen or leaked data, or they just, generate names and addresses and whatnot, and they go through the verification process themselves. So then they have this synthetic account that actually, nobody sold their identity for that, but maybe somebody's identity was used.
Anna, congratulations on this story. I know you've been working on it for a really long time. It's super ambitious, so congratulations. So I just want to ask you a little bit about your experience of writing this story. What was the hardest part? I mean, I imagine there were so many difficult, moments here, but for you, what was the most difficult part of reporting this story?
Probably the most puzzling part was that once I discovered that such an industry of accounts for sale exists, I started to see if anybody noticed it. Except me, although some people would tell you this has been going on for years. It's not even used. You just notice it now. But I've been talking to multiple cybersecurity firms and experts, and nobody could really provide any observations about that. Like in traditional finance, the phenomenon of money mules who kind of lend their bank accounts to other people is quite a well-known fact. But it looks that it's not that well-known that it also happening in crypto.
So any of the exchanges or employees of exchanges involved in this, have you been able to find out whether or not there have been, let's say, inside jobs of employees? And also, have the exchanges reached out to you since this story was published? I know it's just been a few minutes, so to speak, but have you heard any feedback from the exchanges or authorities?
Well, from exchanges, sure. We requested comments from a bunch of exchanges and the payment apps like Cash App, TransferWise, Revolut, and Wirex, which are also on this market, the apps through which you can trade both fiat and crypto. And they said that some of them said they know this thing exists and they are trying to locate and shut down such accounts. Some just said that, we have a good KYC policy and we're fighting fraud as well as we can.
Do we know if anybody inside the exchanges are involved in these kind of black market stuff?
My story does not provide such an answer. You would imagine it's maybe possible, but my guess would be that people who are selling accounts are acting on their own, and the exchanges, in most cases, just don't know what's happening.